Oh, wow. In this video, I'm going to share my experience about T-Mobile 5G home internet, the best ways to get the highest speed from this device, and also a pros and cons of this service, plus a Q&A at the end of the video to answer some of your common questions. So hit that subscribe and let's go. Thank you for liking and commenting my last video about T-Mobile home internet. And if you haven't watched that unboxing and my first impression, you can click the link here. Just to go over it briefly, this is the modem and router that you're gonna get in the box. Also, it comes with a power adapter and also an Ethernet cable. This modem is Nokia 5G221 gateway, and T-Mobile basically slapped the label on it just to make it their own. It has a SIM card pre-installed on this device, and it receives the 5G and also 4G signals. And since this is a Wi-Fi router, it supports Wi-Fi 6 and also the previous versions of the Wi-Fi, like A, B, G, N. And as far as the port goes, we have two Ethernet ports. We have one RJ11, which is a telephone line, and also a USB Type-C port. These two ports doesn't work and they are disabled. And underneath we have an on and off button. And also we have a UPS port that you can connect the power station in case of emergencies when the power is out, or you want to use it in a area that doesn't have power, you can just connect the power station. As you can see at the top, we have a touchscreen LCD that shows you the signal strength and other information like how many devices are connected and the battery percentage from the internal battery. Right now it's 100%. This device has an internal battery, and that's only for finding the best signal around the house and around the area. So you want to move it around and you don't have to connect it to the power adapter. But if you found the right spot with a good signal, you have to connect it to the power adapter if you want to use the internet. Okay, so let's quickly go over how T-Mobile home internet works. So as I mentioned, this modem comes with a pre-installed SIM card, and it's like you having your SIM card in your phone, and it connects to the tower and receives the 5G or 4G signals. That's how it gets the internet, and it turns it to the Wi-Fi. So your devices in the home can use the internet. It supports the 2.4 and also 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi. Okay, so let's go over how you can get the fastest speeds from this device. Number one, which is the important one, is the placement of this modem. So it actually matters where you put this modem, just because it needs to have the good signal to receive the fast internet. That's why they put the internal battery, so you can move it around, find the best signal, and you set it up right there. So first off, it needs to be in the higher level. If you can put it outside or maybe on the roof, it's not waterproof, but if you can cover it with something. So there's a tower like a mile away from me, so I put it next to the window, and basically there's a direct line without any obstacles to that tower. That's where I get like a good speeds. And also there is some guides that you can connect the external antenna to this modem and put the antenna outside of your home. I'm gonna leave a link down below for that guide. And also I'm using an app to find the best spot for my modem. I'm using OpenSignal that you can find on Google Play Store or App Store. It helps you locate the tower near you, so you can relocate the modem for the best spot with direct line as close as possible to that tower. Let's just do a quick speed test. Oh, 400, 450. Wow. As you can see, the download is a lot better than the upload, but the latency is not really good. It should be around 14 to 20, but it's 26 right now. I mean, that's fluctuate all the time. We can do a video test for streaming and testing the streaming speeds accomplished. So that's a good speed. So you're not gonna have an issue with streaming as well. I mean, I never had an issue with streaming. It also shows you the average speed based on the provider. So if you don't have the home internet yet, maybe you can download this app and see the average speeds around your area. If you click on the map, you can select the operator. We're going to select T-Mobile and the coverage you need, which is 4G and 5G. And it shows you the coverage in your area. The green means good coverage and the red also bad coverage. But if you want to find a tower near you, you need to go to the last tab and click on the cell towers. That's where you can find the towers. Right now my phone is connected to the tower which is further away, but that's not the tower I'm getting the internet from the home internet. I'm actually getting the one on the left. That's the one I'm trying to adjust my placement of the modem to get the highest speed. That's why I have it on the left of my apartment by the window, and that has a direct line to that tower. I can actually see the tower. That's why I'm getting the fastest speed right here, because it is aligned directly to that tower. That's why this app is very useful to find the best and closest tower, and you can just move it around to get the fastest speeds and not just relying on the signal bar on the device itself. Number 2, for getting the best speeds from this device would be using the Cat5e Ethernet cable or Cat6 cable. In the box you get the Cat5e cable, but it's a short one. If you need the longer one, you need to make sure you get the Cat5e or Cat6. Number 3, so if you're using the Wi-Fi to connect to this modem, if you want to get the fastest speed, your device needs to support Wi-Fi 6. That's not a major issue because I'm not using the Wi-Fi 6 using my computer, but still I'm getting the good speeds, which is really fast, around 350, 400 on my computer. I mean, that's more than enough for me, and it's not a huge deal to upgrade to the Wi-Fi 6 device. But just in case, if you want the maximum speed, you need to have a Wi-Fi 6 device. Tip number 4 is very simple. Just keep this modem and router further away from electronics like microwave, TV, stuff like that. Okay, just another quick tip. If you're using the Wi-Fi, I use another app just to locate the best band for my Wi-Fi. That app is a Wi-Fi analyzer. So basically, by using this app, you can find that if there is interference on the band, Wi-Fi band that you're on. Right now, my network is a Blackbird, and as you can see, that's the tallest one. That means the signal is overpowering other signals from my neighbors and other network routers, and I'm getting the good signal, so I'm safe. But if there's so much interference on that line, you might need to change the band in the settings to move it around to a less crowded band. As far as my experience with T-Mobile after 5 months of using it, I'm really happy about switching to T-Mobile home internet, because on Spectrum I was getting 200 down and 10 megabit upload, but after they raised the price to $75, it didn't make sense for me. So I was looking for an alternative and I found this, and I'm really happy because the download speed that I'm getting is around 400 megabit per second download, and also on the other hand I get around 50 to 60 megabit upload, which is huge and very beneficial for me as a YouTuber. Other thing would be, after using it for 3 months, I've had issues with low speeds for around 2 or 3 days. I didn't know what's going on, and I thought to myself, oh, they just give you a good speed and after a while they just lower it down. But that wasn't the case. They were actually upgrading the tower close to me to the 5G Ultra, and they're doing it nationwide. And that helped jump my speed 25% higher and made the deal even sweeter. Another thing is that sometimes during the weekends, you experience slow speeds, because I mean, it makes sense in a way, because so many people are home using the internet, streaming, gaming, stuff like that, and sometimes you get the low speeds during the weekends. But today is Monday that I'm recording this, and everybody at work, kids are at school. That's why I'm getting the higher speeds, like I get 400. On the weekends I usually get around 200, 250 download speeds. And also from time to time I experience very low speeds and that I'm getting, that I'm actually unable to work on the internet and do stuff, loading pages, streaming. And those times I usually tend to reset the modem. It helps a lot, because after I reset it, it just go back to the regular speeds, and that shows there's no problem with the signal. That shows you need to actually once in a while restart your modem to get it back up on the signal speed. That's something that I've been experiencing so far. Once in a while, you need to restart your modem. Another thing would be using this modem for gaming. It might not be the best option to go with T-Mobile home internet, because the latency fluctuates depending on how many people using the internet, and it might be lower on the 14. I usually get the 14 to 15 when I'm using it, but on the weekends it's higher latency, around 25 to 35 latency. That might not be okay and nerve-wracking for gamers out there. I know I'm a gamer and I might be getting angry if you're lagging in the game, and then that might affect your gaming experience. Sometimes I use it late at night, I play games late at night, and that's fine. But maybe during the time that kids are home or at the weekend, you might not get the good experience with gaming. All right, let's go over the pros and cons of going with T-Mobile home internet. Number one pro would be this device is remote, it's wireless, you don't need to attach any cables besides the power cable to use it. So it's perfect for areas that doesn't have like a cable internet, they don't have any internet providers in the area. You can just get one of these without attaching to anything else. And I had people commenting on my video that they are in like a rural area, and thanks to T-Mobile they get internet way faster that like AT&T offers, because right now the slowest would be AT&T and they charge a lot more. The second pro would be the Wi-Fi 6 technology that gives you the option for fast Wi-Fi communication between devices, fast internet. You can use multiple devices at the same time, up to 64 devices without losing the connection, which is the latest technology so far when it comes to the Wi-Fi's. Number 3 pro would be the 5G internet, which is a big deal. We are still early on the 5G internet, and T-Mobile expanding their 5G network and also upgrading, like what they did for the tower next to me, to 5G Ultra. And that gives you higher and higher and higher speeds every time they do an upgrade. Number 4 would be for T-Mobile home internet, there is no contracting and you're paying monthly, and the price is $50 right now. So basically in my case, I'm getting a lot faster speed for very low price. If I was going to get it from Spectrum or any other cable networks, it would cost me around $200 to $300 to get the same speed that I'm getting with T-Mobile. So I'm really happy about the pricing and not having to worry about the contracts. Number 5 would be the easy installation of this internet. You only need to unpack it, find the best spot for the good signal, connect it to the power, and you're all set, because you automatically connect to the network, to the 5G network or 4G if it's available. That depends on your area. You just need to set up the Wi-Fi and your devices can connect to the internet. All right, let's go over the cons of T-Mobile home internet. Number 1 would be the fluctuating speeds. So it depends on the time you're using the internet or how many people using the internet during that time, stuff like that, the speed fluctuates. You might get lower speeds during the day, higher speeds at night, again, lower speed during the weekend, different latencies. If you're gaming, you might experience fluctuating speeds and latencies. Number 2 would be the placement of the modem. So because this device has to have a good connection with the tower, the T-Mobile tower, so you need to find the perfect spot, but you might not be able to leave it at that spot because of the power issues. I don't know if it's outside or maybe it's like in the middle of the apartment, stuff like that. In my case, I get the fastest speed on my balcony, but I prefer to have the modem in my room and connected using the Ethernet cable. But I can't do that because in my room, it's kind of blocked and I can't get the highest speeds. So I have to leave it in the kitchen. Not a major deal breaker, but still a con. Number 3 would be the weather. Sometimes in the rainy days, you might experience lower speeds, the communication and the signals getting interfered by raindrops or stuff like that. It was only one time in a rainy day that I experienced lower speeds, but still not as slow as Spectrum. So number 4 would be the limited router. This router doesn't have much customization for the advanced users out there, and it's mainly targeted towards the mainstream and average users. And for that, it doesn't have option for firewall rules and the choice of subnet mask, DHCP and static IP addresses. It also doesn't have a bridge function like many of you asked on my last video. To eliminate those problems, you can just connect it to a more advanced router and use that functions on that router. Now it's time to run some tests for gaming and streaming to show you guys how does it look like. But to be honest, it might be different case by case, area by area. But let's get into it. Today is Monday, 11 a.m. Kind of low speeds. I mean, a second ago we got to 370, but now I'm getting 163, which is not good. We are getting a very high speed as far as the upload speed goes. And the latency is 69 milliseconds, which is terrible. That's not what I'm usually getting, but that means this point and time is not working. So let's try again. See, we just a minute different. I didn't move the modem. This is what I'm getting usually. So sometimes you might get that speed, depends on the different scenarios. So latency is 19 milliseconds right now, and still the upload is crazy high and crazy fast. Let's try again for the third time. Third time's the charm, right? This is what I'm getting on the average. So the first try, once in a while maybe, that's the speed. So for gaming, the biggest factor is the ping. So if you don't want to have lags in your game, if you're playing the competitive online multiplayer games, that's the only thing that matters. Playing the like offline games, like solo games or story games, doesn't matter. Let's try the gaming speed. Okay, we have the ping of 29. Again, not the best case scenario. You want to be around 14 to 20 for a smooth gaming experience, but 29 is not bad, and you might experience some lags here and there. But if you're really worried about the ping, it might not be the best option to go with T-Mobile home internet, because there's so many factors. Depends on the speeds, pings, latency, and stuff like that. If you're really worried about ping in competitive gaming, you're better off with the cable internet. All right, so let's get to some of the questions that you left on my last video. Can you use it in the same house with another ISP? That's actually a beauty about the T-Mobile home internet that doesn't have any cable, it's wireless. So you're not gonna be worried about another cable networks that are already connected to the apartment, like AT&T, Spectrum, Cox, whatever. So you can actually add T-Mobile home internet and use it separately at the same apartment. Another user asks, since it's wireless, are you able to bring it places without service completely disrupting? I haven't personally tested that, but that's a good idea. I'm assuming that wouldn't be a problem if you're already paying for this internet service and it's wireless and remote. So let's say if you're going to your grandma on the weekend, you might just take this and connect it to the grandma's house and get the internet over there. I don't think that would be a problem. It will just connect to the tower automatically by itself. Another user says, be aware, this is the same as your T-Mobile data plan. If you turn off your Wi-Fi, then do a speed test with your phone. If you like the speed, then this product will work for you. In my case, 7 megabits per second is not acceptable. So there's some differences with that, because if you're using T-Mobile data plan on your phone, there are like tiers and different data plans that you can use and you can get from T-Mobile. Like if you get the Magenta, you get the higher speed and you are prioritized over other users. And if you have the Essential plan, you get the lower speeds and you deprioritized on your phone plan. That's not always the case with T-Mobile home internet. You always get the fastest speed possible. And that doesn't necessarily mean whatever the speeds you're getting on your phone, it would be the same with your home internet. And just to test that, let me just speed test with the T-Mobile home internet and using my phone data plan, which is T-Mobile as well. First off, we have the Wi-Fi on, and I'm gonna go to get the low speeds. Okay, 350, 60, not bad actually, that's a very fast speed. And upload is a bit on the lower side, not bad, it's still 3 times more than Spectrum. And okay, that's a very good result. And latency is 15 milliseconds, server is Los Angeles, 370 megabits per second download. So using the T-Mobile home internet, and 30 megabyte upload. So let me just turn off the Wi-Fi, and we are on the 5G network. We're going to the speed test and see if we get the same speeds with the phone data plan. Yes, that's actually proved my point. Right now I'm getting 123 download and 17 megabit upload. Latency is even more. I'm getting deprioritized for the speeds. But that doesn't happen to the T-Mobile home internet. It's like getting the Magenta data plan and you are prioritized with the highest speed for the home internet. So that's not a really valid argument. If you're getting the lower speeds on your phone, necessarily you're gonna get the same speed with the T-Mobile home internet. Okay, another user asks, I usually have my Xbox plugged in into the Ethernet port directly. Will this work the same way if I plug it directly to the Ethernet cable? I mentioned before, yeah, you can use the Ethernet cable to connect your gaming console, your computer, laptops, whatever you need directly to this router. It has 2 ports that you can use. I wouldn't suggest that unless you're getting the good placement and the good signal on the modem, because if you want to put this modem next to your console, it might not be the best spot for getting the good signal for the fast speed. You might as well try Wi-Fi first, and if you're having a good experience, just go with that. Another user says, will not work at all unless you have a strong signal, and there needs to be an input jack for 5G antenna. I mean, it's different case by case because some users get like a 700 megabit per second. I have some comments, people from in San Francisco getting very high speeds, and people in different areas getting very low speeds as far as the 30 megabits per second. The speed that I just tested, it was 3 out of 5 bar. So I'm not getting the excellent signal as well, but still getting a really good speed. That's not a guarantee. If you have a 3 bar, you're gonna get 300 megabit per second download. That's just an indication for a signal. So signal doesn't necessarily correlate with speed. You can actually unscrew these screws and connect another antenna to this and put it outside on the roof and wherever you need. So another user asked, do I need to have a phone line at home to use this, or is it plug and play? This modem does have a phone line, but it doesn't work and it's disabled. Just to answer simply, no, you don't need a phone line because it doesn't work with phone line. It works with the SIM card inside and receives the 5G and 4G internet and converts it to the Wi-Fi signal. Alright, thank you very much for watching this video. Make sure to leave a comment with your questions or your experiences with your current internet provider, or if you have a T-Mobile, and share it with others. And also help me out by liking this video or subscribe to my channel for other tech videos and other tech unboxings. See you in the next video. How dare you leaving me for this? I don't know why you keep asking me to come back. I gave you everything and we've been together for so long, but you cheated on me. She already has everything I need. I mean, look at her. But I want you back anyway. She has the biggest boobs I've ever seen. And the booty is amazing too. What else do I want? The eyes, the mouth, the lips, everything is perfect about her. Stop texting me, stop calling me, and leave me alone. Get out. Get out.